Hey folks, Matt from Art of the Image. A lot of people have been asking about batteries, AA batteries for flashes and other photography equipment that you need AA batteries for. Actually, for any equipment period, for sound devices, recorders, whatever you need, kids' toys. A lot of us go through a lot of AA batteries. If you're not using rechargeables, you go through even more. And so the question is, what AA battery, rechargeable battery, is the best to use? So in my opinion, I've tried quite a few of them, and ones like the Energizer ones are fairly cheap and they don't hold up very long. After not too many charges, they start losing their power. You get dead ones fairly quickly. That was my experience with Energizer. And I've tried a few other batteries, and basically I've settled on the Sanyo Eneloops. So the Eneloops are probably the best quality battery, or one of the best quality batteries I've used and shot with. I use them in all my flash units, and what I really like about the Eneloops is their low discharge rate. That's the big thing with the Sanyo Eneloop. Basically, Sanyo's claim for them is that they will hold at least 85% of their charge for up to a year. So that's really good, because if you know much about nickel metal hydride rechargeable batteries, which is what most of your AAs are, they often they self-discharge, and that just means that after you charge them, if you don't use them and they're just sitting there or sitting in your equipment, they're going to just drain out over a period of time, whether it's a few weeks, whether it's a couple months. And the Eneloops will hold 85% of their charge for up to a year. So that's really nice to know that if you charge up your batteries, throw them in the camera bag, you go to pop up a fresh set in your flash, you know that you can be pretty guaranteed you got nice fresh batteries in there. With previous batteries, I used to spend time, going to I'd have a wedding on a Saturday, so Friday night I'd be there running all my batteries through the charging cycle. Sometimes I'll top up the Eneloops, but for the most part, if I know they've been charged within the last month or two, I don't have to worry about it, because I know that they've got pretty much a full charge in them and they're good to go. So that's a big thing. It's a time saver, and it's also a peace of mind thing. Some of the other things, I have the spec sheet here on the Eneloops, is that charge times, they can be charged up to 1,000 times. Now, a lot of battery companies will make that type of claim for a lot of their batteries, and I can't say that I've probably charged the Eneloops 1,000 times myself. However, so far I have yet to have a single Eneloop die, which I've been using them for a couple years now, and that's really good, because my batteries get heavily used and they get a lot of charges. So that's a really good point for the Eneloops. The Eneloops have a higher voltage. They're 2,000 milliamps, but they give you a similar performance of a 2,500 milliamp battery because of the higher voltage. And I actually find that the Eneloops probably have a little bit faster recycle time on my flash because of that higher voltage. So it's another big bonus, big positive plus for the Eneloops. And the other thing, Eneloop says that they don't have a lot of memory, so you don't have to discharge them fully before recharging them. I never worry about that, because I have chargers that have a refresh cycle on them and a recycling cycle, so that periodically I can refresh the batteries and bring them right up to as close as possible to when a new state when they came out of the package. But if you don't have expensive chargers, it's nice to know that Eneloop says that Sanyo says that the Eneloops can be recharged at any point. You don't have to always be running them down. Previously, with nickel metal hydride batteries, and especially with NiCads in the older days, you always wanted to run your batteries right flat before bringing them up again on a charge, because if you didn't, they'd have a memory and they would retain the memory of where they were last charged. So you might have a battery, if you charge it at 50%, it would no longer give you any more than 50%. You don't have to worry about that with the Eneloops. And they also claim, Sanyo claims the Eneloops has a low temperature operation of up to -5 degrees Celsius without any negative effect to the battery. I can pretty much vouch for that, in the sense that I don't recall ever having a problem with the Eneloops in cold temperatures. I do the odd winter wedding, obviously the wedding season throughout Canada, especially here in Ontario. When it gets quite cold in the winter, we don't get as many weddings, but I usually do one a month or so, and it can get pretty cold for a January, February wedding. You're well into, you could be -10, -15, -20 outside, and I haven't seen any adverse effects with my Eneloops. As well, if I'm using them in a non-wedding situation, I'm out shooting a winter scene or whatnot with my flashes, again, haven't seen any negative problems or anything with the Eneloops. So basically, folks, I think my opinion is that the Eneloops, Sanyo Eneloop AA batteries, and actually they have a full line. You can get D's, C's, and AAA's, etc. But those are the best AA batteries you can get for your flash units and for your other photography equipment and anything else you need AA batteries for. So if you're looking for some good, exceptional quality AA rechargeable batteries, that's the one to get, the Sanyo Eneloops. So I hope that helps you out. I think you won't be disappointed if you try them out. And thanks for tuning in to Art of the Image. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with some more information on what's going on in the world of photography. Thanks.